No. That's the podcast today. Hello?
Oh, I'm going? Oh, hey. I thought you were just saying something.
You and the dog. Hey, buddy.
All right.
You can start whenever.
Welcome back.
Ooh.
What?
Nice.
That's good. Welcome back to
That's
the
it.
Exes podcast. We are at Couture Salon, Couture Makeup Bar and Salon.
Wow, we are. It's very cool in here. I love this place. I come in here the 2 times a year that I need a haircut. I come in Couture Makeup Bar and Salon.
Mm-hmm.
My hair just doesn't grow. It's a slow grower.
Yeah.
It is. I dyed my hair blonde for last Halloween, and my hair is like the top of my head is still solid blonde.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
There's a petition started last week. Somebody started a petition to get me to host the show without a hat on. $10,000. I'll do it. You can sponsor it. If you want to sponsor that, $10,000. I'll do a whole episode without a hat on.
I'll take my extensions out for for $5,000.
But you look good without extensions. You look good without them. Yeah, so I guess I don't have to say this, but we got 20 minutes into a podcast and realized we weren't even recording. And that was that was like a hidden, forgotten forever episode. I mean, that was a good episode, the one we were doing before this one.
It's devastating.
It really is devastating.
I can't even go back and go into that thought process.
No, you just can't. You really can't.
It's gone forever.
It was too good, but you know what? It just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
What is meant to be is that on the 3rd episode, we are live at the Couture Makeup Bar and Salon, Line Avenue in Shreveport, Louisiana. Also, where you work.
Yes.
How long have you been working here?
Since I think 2017, and I've been with them ever since.
2017?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Take 2. Yeah.
We're rolling.
No, don't.
There is no cuts. There's no cuts.
No, you have to cut
We
that.
have never cut anything. Why would we cut that?
Because I don't think.
Because you got the year wrong. Get it right. It don't matter. You're human. 2016?
2016 or 2017. I don't remember.
That's not a worth. We have to
But
cut
I
something
love
when
it
one of
here.
us really mess up. And one of us will mess up one day.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, look, the public cannot hear us say that. Something you're going to say. You're going to say it, not me.
I know I'm going to say it.
No
and
doubt.
then it's going to get cut.
It might be this episode. So if things look a little weird on the video side of this, just know one of us messed up bad. You've been here for a while. I think it's cool in your business. I would imagine much like the radio business, it's hard to find, like a lot of times radio DJs don't stay on one station or in one city very long. Is it the same for what you do for at hair salons, hairstylists, and makeup artists?
I think you just, I think it might be just a kind of person you are. If you like a different setting or you don't, I mean, you got to get lucky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time I talk, you distract yourself.
Your dog just bit the
Look
shit.
back on
Your
every
dog just-
episode. You just don't care what I'm talking about.
I care. Your dog bit the shit out of my hand.
This is why we're not together.
Your dog is licking the mixer that has already given us a problem.
There's something on it then that tastes good.
If he bites me again, we're talking about a dog getting punted. I'm kidding.
Come on.
Don't cancel me. It was a joke. I would never. I
so-
love your dogs. Can I bring my cats to the next episode next week? I have 2 cats. We got a dog episode this week. Beautiful dog. Dogs.
No, they're friendly.
My cats
They're
are
allowed
friendly.
in here. I work here. You don't work here, so you
Yeah,
don't
but
get-
I got cats. I got great cats.
No. Cats don't like everybody. Like,
My cats do. They're perfect. They're basically dogs,
no.
but dumber.
Look at your scratches on your hands. They don't even like you.
This is scratches of love because I can't go anywhere in the house without the cats wanting to play. Mm-hmm. They're always there. That's why they're made for me.
They're trying to escape.
No, not at all. My cats love me. I don't want to hear it. We are at Couture today. I love this place. I say it every episode. If your business is interested in having the Exes on location, clothes are open. If you're not dog friendly, don't worry. We can board these dogs somewhere, right?
No, they just come to work with me, so that's why they're here.
So it would be us. If you want the dogs, though, for a little bit of extra money, we can bring them, right? We can pimp out the dogs.
No.
Dog appearances. All you have to do is email me. You can send me an email, J at
KSBC.net.
No, .net.
I don't know.
I'm broke, but I ain't that broke. I wanted you to do the voice for the dog.
Was that voice not good enough?
No, it was your voice. You
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. At
It's
go,
not
go.
net, by the way.
1, 2, 3. It's .com. Go.
It is a
Go.
.com.
Go. I got it.
Email me right away, Jay at the...
KSBC. Okay. I'm ready.
Why?
Sorry.
Why was it so country?
Because she looks like she's country.
It
She
was
looks like a
so- Say
Nana.
that voice again.
KSBC.com.
Okay, here we go. You can email me. You want the exes to come. Dogs or no dogs. We'll be at your business doing this thing live. Email me, Jay at the...
KSBC.com. I'm sorry, I can't finish it. It's just funny.
It's okay, baby. I think you have a beautiful voice.
No, even if if you're a farmer, we'll be in your barn. We can bring electricity. We can do it anywhere.
We cannot bring electricity. So,
Why?
we don't
Yes,
have
you
the
can.
technology to bring electricity.
You can bring it. So if I bring it in my car.
Look, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. This is a life lesson that you need to learn. You always underpromise and overdeliver. And I can tell you right now, if your business does not have electricity, we cannot do this from your business. We can't. It will not happen.
All right. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's stop.
Episode 2 was really great. I think. Let's see.
Why was it great?
It was
Because I cried.
Because you did cry.
I cried and he didn't care.
I did care, and so we'll talk about that. I felt very disrespected by the TikTok chatters because I did care. I think that is broadcast 101. And this isn't necessarily radio or broadcast, but it is a form of that. And here's rule number 1, numero uno. The second that someone, your dogs, they love me. There ain't no doubt about it. My little country dog. If you're interviewing someone and they get emotional, you shut the hell up. That's just the rules of broadcasting. So it wasn't that I didn't care.
Oh my God, I can't take the rules. I think that's where we are different, like on like a simple level. Like if you just want to one word it, you go by the rules, or not really, but like you go by like what society approves. And I just don't. I think that's absurd. What were we talking about though with that? Like with rules?
I mean, you just go
hold on,
in. I love it.
No, what were you saying?
I was saying, not like I just know doing.
Oh yeah,
interviews long
broadcasting.
enough.
That's what you said.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
But that's a great broadcast rule. If you're interviewing someone and they get emotional, you just get back and let them go. You don't want to
Jay, I'm not.
that.
You're not interviewing me. I lived with you. Like that's where
If
the
I interrupted
it's not
you,
clicking.
it would have never got real.
Interrupt me.
Yeah, everyone was like, he's not saying anything. If I would have said something, it wouldn't have got to the meat.
No, you don't interrupt. That's where you're emotionally. What is that called?
Emotionally perfect.
Emotionally unavailable.
Probably true. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm sitting here being perfect because I choose emotionally unavailable people, whether it's friends or partners, because I want approval. But like, I'm saying like, if you were crying, I would start crying.
Yeah.
Or I would.
Okay. Well, that's another thing too. I was emotional in that moment.
No, you weren't.
But what you have to understand is, we were alone. And I knew with my whole heart that within seconds that camera was going to die.
Yeah, and
so
I
that
understand
took me out of the moment a little bit, because in my head I was like, I really hope that what is happening right now doesn't get cut off by our camera shutting off.
No,
and
I
needing a
get
restart.
that. I get that.
So, but I also
like,
don't
not
want to be
even
judged.
like a-
I don't want to be. No.
not even like
if
a-
I did that, you would do this. You would give me one of those.
It's just, I don't know. It just. Okay.
Was
well.
I a jerk for not crying with you?
No, I didn't expect. Like, I never expect like somebody to coddle me, but like.
No, I'm not saying
I think,
coddling.
yeah,
I think.
But no, I'm not expecting you to feel what I feel in that moment.
No, but as soon as the TikTok clip that went viral, as soon as that, if you would have went to the podcast and went to that moment, as soon as we had our fun with the camera getting restarted, then I shared with you that I'm equally as grateful that you're the mother of my kids. It was not that the feeling was one way; it was totally mutual. It was, and I think.
But I just never really feel that, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like I never really. I don't know, and that probably is a personal issue. It really has nothing to do with you, but sometimes, like, I feel like it does relate to having a relationship with somebody, like our relationship, where I didn't really feel a lot from you emotionally, but I don't expect to be like, you know, after what happened, like, catered to emotionally. No, I understand, but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, I mean, just, I get the cameras, but you should have got your ass up and did the cameras if you knew about the cameras.
No, because
like,
that's what you don't get, I guess, and a lot of people that are watching this don't get, is that you have a camera on you and I have a camera on me. So the camera that's on you gets reset at different intervals. If I got up and reset the camera that's on you, then in the middle of that great moment, probably the best moment of episode 2, there would be a huge error and a blip and a restart. We'd miss 4 or 5 seconds of it. That's why you had to restart the camera. That's when I talk, then you restart your camera when you're talking.
Anyway, I don't do this technical bullshit. So.
I'm just trying to explain my side of things, because I was labeled by a lot as somebody who didn't care, but I did care. And if you watch the podcast and went to that moment, I explained my feelings as well.
No, I think it's just, hold on. Don't.
Are you crying again?
No. Don't put this in there.
Well, if you're crying again, I'm going to start crying.
You're stressing me out, actually.
If you start crying, Kaci, I'm going to cry like you've never seen anyone cry. You know I can cry on demand. That's why I think my tears are meaningless, because I can make myself cry.
Stay up here.
That's what she said.
That doesn't work.
It's not the best one. I thought episode 2 was the best. I really did. For me, it was more like, you know, TV shows to get sold, they have what they call pilots. You're aware of that, right? Like a pilot episode gets produced and they sell that off. For me, I just feel like the second episode was a real nice proof of concept that we are on to the right track. And I'll explain that, or how I came to that. It wasn't the views, and it wasn't really it had a ton, I'm sure you did as well. I had a ton of people reach out to say they watched it and they liked it and they can't wait. I don't even know if that was on camera. They can't wait for episode 3. But what I love, Kaci, is that in the first episode, I asked you what you wanted this podcast to do. What was the goal out of this podcast? Like, what did you want out of it? Do you remember what you said?
Well, I already got it. And that's confirmation from the messages, so thank you for letting me know that.
Maybe somebody that's just watching. What was
your
answer?
Sorry. To help just one person, you know.
If you said that if you can help just one person, then it's worth it. Then hashing our shit out in a very public space, which people have reached out and said that they want to do this with their ex. Go for it. Like, more power to you, but it ain't easy.
It is definitely not as easy, I think, as it is shown on video.
It's a hard thing to really, because to do it and do it right, you have to be willing to put it all out there.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to really get down and dirty with it, or it's not genuine and it doesn't work.
Not only that, but, like, I still have issues with you, current issues. You know, like, today. No.
What is the issue
I'm not
today?
We'll eventually get there.
Let's do it.
But, like, I'm talking about past stuff right now. So, like,
I'll call my lawyer right now.
Okay. Anyway,
hello, lawyer. Get here quick. She's about to go in on me, lawyer.
It looks very
He's on his way.
Easy, but, like, I still fight with him all the time. I would say weekly with, you know, I think you get frustrated with me a lot on my
general way of doing things. Because, yeah.
I think it's like...
What?
I'm trying to figure out a good word for it.
I think a lot of people can relate to that. I don't know many people. Like, it is so rare when you hear somebody say, yeah, that's my ex. Yeah, we're still friends. That's rare. Like, when people say that, you meet those people that are still friends with their ex, you're like, how the fuck is that possible? Like, tell me more about it. So we get along, I think, now better than most. Yeah, but
we're not friends. Like, no. I feel like friends check on each other every day, or at least once a week, or you know, so, like, we don't check on each other. No. So, like, we don't have the best relationship still to this day. This is very challenging because I have to think back to stuff, because going through the whole, I mean, it's been almost 13 years. So this is a lot of stuff. This isn't just a 2-year thing, a 5-year thing.
It's an impossible amount of
and
stuff to get
we're
through.
in it. Like we're in it. We can't get out of it.
And then just think about it. No, we can't get out of it because in 9 years you ain't never gonna hear from me again. I'm gonna be out of here. Hit the road, Jack. So with this podcast, got a 9-year lifespan, tops.
Okay. All right, whatever.
What?
So nothing.
I'm serious.
I cannot wait for my husband to ride on his right horse and just pick me up, and I never have to talk. I'm gonna have somebody just talk to you for me.
Is he coming?
He's coming one day. He's just gonna come.
Is he out there? I don't think he's coming.
He is.
I don't see no white horse out there.
He is, and he is just going to. I'm not gonna have to defend myself. I'm not gonna have to take up for myself.
Okay, with any man you date, you will have to defend yourself. But go on.
No, he's gonna protect me forever.
This ain't Disney, brother.
Well, I mean, I feel like if sometimes like you have a man as a woman, like you're respected more.
Oh, go in on that. That's a great perspective.
I know that's a fact. I mean, just because I've experienced it with being a single woman, like how people come after me or how
Do
people.
you think you're respected more by other women or by other men
Both.
when you're with somebody? Okay, go on.
Both.
See, I think for guys it might be the opposite, but I want to hear your side of it.
Just like I feel like sometimes like even getting a new client that doesn't really know me, like, oh, you'll find someone someday, or you know, it's kind of like I could go get a boyfriend if I wanted a boyfriend. Like, and I'm not saying because of looks. I'm saying like anybody can go get a boyfriend if they want a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like I have certain standards, so that's why I don't like. I've learned a lot. Like I don't want necessarily just somebody. I want peace, and I want somebody to care about me. Like, you know, I do a lot, especially single women with kids. They do a lot every day, and some of the stuff that these, you know, I mean, you get disrespected by even guys you date or, you know, friends. It's like you crumble over having an issue at work.
Yeah.
And it's like the stuff I've been through, you'd be 6 feet under. Like it would kill you because like it's really hard doing every aspect of your life alone. Now, I chose that. So I'm okay with that. I'm not complaining about it. But it's just
but
like
you definitely have dated at least in comparison. Like, I mean, you said a few episodes ago you've had 4 boyfriends, and I won't dispute that. But I think for the most part, the people you dated for a long time. Like you haven't been alone for a long stretch.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying
I'm a long-term person.
Yeah.
I do not like, and I think that's kind of like where it gets hard for me to like. I guess a lot, and that's why I said a lot of people don't want to settle down because if I make you my boyfriend, I'm committing to building, going on, and progressing. Yeah. I'm not looking at it as like we're just hanging out for a couple months. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't. I mean, I get to know you for a bit, and then I'm like, okay, like you're treating me really well, and they actually want the next step. I don't bring that up. So then it's making them feel more secure, you know, having that.
I do have a question, so I'm going to bookmark it. Yeah. Because I want to just point out, we were talking about how you're treated when you're with somebody as opposed to how you're not. I know for me, this is a stone cold fact, and I bet every guy watching this will agree. Like, the DMs can go dry, like Sahara Desert dry.
What does that mean?
Like, no one's sliding into those DMs. Like, no one is reaching out or seemingly interested in moi.
Like a girl?
Yeah, like girls, any girls. Like, for whatever reason, dry spell going on, nothing I'm posting is working, no one's reaching out, no one is seemingly interested. Now, if I post a picture with a girl, it's lights out. It's fish in a barrel. It's weird. It's like if you're dating someone, at least from my experience, if I'm dating someone or if the idea of me dating someone is out there, I am somehow more desirable to women. And I've never figured out why. Could you explain why that is?
I think some women, like, I have to say this, like, I'm not a girl's girl, like, just to preface, like, or whatever you want to call it, grammar, Mr. Grammar.
I like you saying preface. That was
Okay.
fun.
Okay. So I'm not a girl's girl. I'm a right or wrong. If you're a good person, you're doing right by me and you're nice to me, I'm all for it. Like, I will protect you till the end. I will stand up for you. I'll do whatever. If you are rude and catty and just, like, I'm just not about it. I'm not going to be just to be nice to you because you're a girl. Does that make sense? So I'm just being honest here. What I have seen is a lot of people, because I've had it happen to me. These guys that I have dated, they will go after, because if they can get that guy, that means that they are better than me. So it is kind of like jealousy, competition kind of thing. So it has to do with who that girl has behind her, kind of watching her and wanting to, and like kind of jealousy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because it could be her friend. It could be.
No doubt.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It has to do with that.
It is tried and true. I guarantee you, if guys are watching this, I think we got more girls viewers than guy viewers, by the way. You go, girls. I'm telling you, all the guys can relate. The second that you're with somebody, it's like, boom, it's easy.
Yeah. It has to do with the woman you're with. And that's why you notice it when the woman leaves. And you go on to this 2-minute girl, and it just it fades out or whatever.
2 minutes.
Well, I'm just saying, like.
I wish.
This girl doesn't really care about you, but she was in competing with a woman. So then she leaves, and then you lose the good woman. I mean, that happens all the time.
I'm telling you, I've been in such a deep dry spell that I went to Facebook and changed my relationship status to in a relationship. And then just because I know for sure when I do that, I will have people.
Yeah, it's sad. It's so sad.
Weird.
And a lot of the problems with dating, especially in a small town, but everywhere, I'm sure, is a lot of married people that don't do the therapy.
Man.
Yes, they are stepping out on. Ooh. And this is wives and husbands.
No doubt.
Because they don't even want to. I mean, it's gonna get to a point where what is harder, having to go through betrayal and all that anguish, or just ending it? Like, I know you're financially tied, but you really need to get out of it, because I would rather deal with my bank and all that, lawyers and stuff like that, besides having another yapping outsider going in and commenting on our lives.
Your perception of this is so important, because we have gone through that.
Yeah.
We have gone through it. And I remember when you and I weren't talking after you and I broke up, and it was nasty. You said some things to me, I said some things to you, it was nasty. But I do remember one of the things I said was, I would have taken everything easier if we just left. If we just separated and then you went on and, were with whoever. I think there's a lot of people, like, it blows my mind how many people are in a very public marriage, and they're so willing to go out and about and defy that marriage in public, in a small town. Like, we do not live in a big town.
And you know who knows? The singles.
The
people that are in relationships have no idea. And I'm not talking about their specific relationship and the people that are involved in separating from, like, going out on their wives. I'm talking about these singles know who is doing what, because we are the ones mingling. We are the ones socializing. We are the ones out. When you see, like, I'm like, why? And then you're just disrupting the people that are actually trying to find, which, I mean, I don't know.
No, I like your rant.
Sorry.
I'm right there with you. It always just blows my mind. Like, certainly working in the nightclubs every single weekend. Like, look, I know a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. But for me, it's more like, damn, you're not even, like, trying to hide it. You don't care about nothing.
That's one thing I don't
get in anyone's business either. So it's like, I'm not the guy that'll reach out to the girl, and I'm not the guy that'll reach out to the guy. I'm just not like that. Unless he's like my best friend, a really good friend of mine. I've done that before. Like, I've taken pictures of their wives in the club, and I'm like, look who's here. But they're my buddies. You got to look out for your bros. That's rule number one. But if they're not my bros and I just know, you know how you know people loosely?
Yeah.
Like, I never interfere with that, but it's always in the back of my head of how easy it is and how willing people are just to cheat and just to mess around. I think maybe that's one reason I don't want to be in a relationship anymore, because it's like the threat of getting cheated on is always out there now. I think because everything's so accessible,
Yeah, but
everyone is so accessible. Like, think of anyone on the planet right now. You can reach out to them right this second. Anybody.
Yeah, but the fear, like, I don't listen to fear. I just can't. Like, I can't let somebody, like, I'll obviously have anxiety and be, like, skittish or whatever, but I have to do what I'm afraid of because that'll just stop you from a lot of things. Once you get to know somebody, you will, like, if you do it right, you'll find the person that you're supposed to be. You don't have to be afraid of that. You will feel no worry. You will feel no sadness, like, once you have that relationship. Am I making sense?
You're making total sense.
Okay.
It's, I mean, I've gotten a lot of flack the last couple of weeks for my very openness and willingness to not date. But I think every time we talk about dating and why it sucks, it's just, for me, it's like a reminder. It's like, oh, yeah, that's why you don't like this stuff. That's why.
Yeah, but how long did we have to know each other, to get to know each other?
You and I?
Yeah.
We got to know each other fast.
No, how long did we have?
What do you mean?
How long did we have to get to know each other?
A lifetime.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what your question is.
Before we
we had kids?
No, before we came in a relationship.
We were, Kaci.
It was 4 months. He doesn't even know.
No, it wasn't.
It was 4 months.
No, it was 4 seconds. This girl was so crazy about me. You thought I was that guy on that white horse. I was that white knight coming in.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and then I gained weight. Ooh, you know what Rosie?
Oh my God!
You know what Rosie said to me today? I wrote it down because it was so funny, and I haven't told you this yet because I wanted to get your immediate reaction. Our daughter Rosie, brutally honest, right? She definitely has the Kaci Meacham gene. We're in the car, dead silent. We're not even listening to music. We're driving on the way here before I took her to her sitter, and she goes, "Dad, you look decent when you were skinny." That's how she worded it.
I don't think it has anything to do with that, Jay.
No, it's funny. It was funny. She just
you
like,
had
what made
gained
her
weight.
think that?
You had gained weight. Like, if you want to really bring it up, I'll tell you. You had gained weight right after I had River.
Yeah, I lost it though. I did. I went on a water diet.
That's fine, but
and I gained it again.
That was year 1. Okay, that we had been together. We were together for 8 years.
Yeah, I was just making a joke. It's we don't have to do a diagnosis.
There wasn't a weight issue.
Well, I don't know. I got big. I mean, I got big.
And I didn't care.
I got bigger than I am now.
I did not care.
You cared, Kaci.
No,
don't say
didn't.
You didn't care about my
appearance. I'll tell you what I cared about. You want to know?
Yes.
There was a lot of things.
No, tell me what you care about.
I will.
Back off of what you're going
There
down.
was a lot of things that I had to do alone, number 1. Number 2, you were not emotionally available. You didn't.
Kaci,
No.
we were talking
Let
about
me finish.
Being fat, and you said, "I'll tell
Okay,
you what I cared
yes.
about."
Yes. Okay. So this is why I'm doing this, because it's not one thing, and y'all think, oh, it's just because it's not like he wasn't a teammate. You know, like, that's one issue that we had.
A disputable issue, but
okay,
yes.
But people in marriages can have an issue and get over the issue, and then eventually they'll get another issue and they'll get over it. Ours, we weren't married. I didn't like that.
Thank God.
Okay, I didn't like that. That didn't make me feel good.
Do you want to talk about why we never get married? I mean,
No.
I'll talk about it.
No.
Because don't act like I just refused to marry you.
It's not that you refused. It's that you didn't want to do it. And there was other reasons besides just wanting to do it. I agree. But you did not want to even talk about it.
I didn't. You're right.
And so that, and that's just a fault that you had. And sometimes you didn't, like, you should have talked more to me about that if that's what you wanted.
Agreed.
But you didn't. You
We
didn't
both
care
could
about
have
it at the
talked more.
time.
We both should have talked more.
Yeah, you didn't care about it at the time.
Yeah.
And so that was that. That's how it ended. I mean, that's how it happened. But anyways, to get back that, I just want to make sure that everybody knows there was many issues at a certain time that were piling up. It wasn't just, oh, y'all could work through this issue, and then we worked through this issue and then got through it. There was tons at one time. So it was just, I can tell you, it was the club.
Definitely an issue, yeah.
No, as in, we're talking about appearance. Smell, sorry.
Oh, smelling like the nightclub?
Smelling like the nightclub.
Yeah. Nightclub?
Club.
I never worked at that place, the club.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, go on. What else?
It was you wore the same jeans for a while.
Love those jeans, man. They fit just right.
And I didn't, and then it was when I would walk into our closet, and how many times did I tell you to not throw your clothes on the floor? And I know that sounds stupid, but this man has a lot of clothes, and we shared a closet, and if you can't put something, there was a ton of stuff, and they smelled like the club.
Okay, now do I get a retort?
No, I have multiple.
Okay,
Hold on, I'm not
going.
done.
I'm the worst. I didn't take care of my body or myself or
it wasn't
clothes,
your body, but
and I
also
smelled like shit. And
yeah,
I worked
you did.
all the time.
You smell like shit, but
no, not shit. I smelled like work. God.
Okay, so yes, but also you would like.
So you cheated on me with a celebrity, and that's how you're justifying it.
I didn't go for a celebrity.
He was though. That's what it was. Like all of this.
Oh my God.
All of this adds up to nothing without that happening. All of it.
Why?
Because all of that stuff that you just mentioned is not a deal breaker. That's not a relationship ruiner.
I just explained that. I just said there was a bunch of issues I just want to call out. That's why, this is exactly why I said this, because I knew you were going to say, oh, that's not reason to break up with somebody.
It's not.
No. This was on top of multiple things. You not taking out the trash. I was overloaded as a woman. If I'm doing the man's job and the woman's job,
you weren't
being
working.
a mother is a job.
It is a job.
I worked all day. I went to school all day, and that is work.
For a portion,
and
yes,
I got
but not
no
for a
credit
portion.
for it ever. Not from anyone.
You know
Not from my friends. Oh, she's just a mom. Oh, she's just going to school. Oh, she's just taking care of a household. Oh, she doesn't have any money. She can't go out with us. She can't do. What the hell? I wasn't getting anything. You go to work and you get a paycheck.
That's true.
I had nothing to show for my work I was putting into building a family.
Okay.
And then I didn't have somebody next to me. So don't go there with me.
No, I will always go there when you go off the list of how these little things that all added up, that in your head years later makes everything that happened after that correct and right and true.
I'm not saying it's
My
correct.
thing is, you should have said, Jay, I don't want to fucking be with you. You work all the time. You smell like shit. You wear the same jeans.
I did. You weren't listening.
No. Okay, you should have done the next thing then and said, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm out of here.
No,
But you
should
didn't.
have.
You didn't
No,
do that.
that didn't happen.
You
We
didn't do
already
it.
know that. That didn't
Okay.
happen. We already know that I shouldn't have done the bad thing that I did.
But I'm saying you can't sit here and say that me wearing the same jeans and not showering enough, according to you, and the closet looked like shit and the clothes were everywhere and I was never home and I was working and I smelled like work when I got home. You can't say that is why we broke up. You can't.
I'm not. If you just look previously, I said there was a lot of things, but we were talking about your appearance-wise. You have to be told you're doing something wrong to be able to learn from it. Like, maybe I am tough love and maybe I'm not, just whatever. I'm sorry that I feel like I deserve something different. And have I found it? No. Have I had karma from it? All the shit I've gone through after it? I've been through hell. Sometimes I think that it looks like I'm insensitive to what you went through because, like I just said, like I feel like people crumble over one comment or a girl being mad at them or, not going to your, not showing up somewhere where you can't make it and like people get all butthurt about it. Because I've been through so much stuff in my life and I do feel bad for you. I told you, I don't think you deserve that at all. But I promise you, as a woman, I've been treated horribly. I'm so tired of being yelled at by a man. I'm so tired of it. I've had that since I was 11 years old.
Have I yelled at you? I'm just, like when?
I mean, not through our relationship. You were not abusive at all. But I think
I was abusive afterwards to you?
No, I don't think you're I'm sorry, I should retract that word. That's not with you at all.
Okay. I only say that because last week we did get into some of the very real abuse that you have gone through post me, but I didn't realize watching because I know the story. A lot of people don't, and people that thought you were talking about me, and I was like, well,
No,
hey,
I think
no. We were
with
pretty
you,
clear that it wasn't me.
yeah, it's situational with you because of what happened. Like, I get your anger. You have a reason. I did something to you. It's your reaction to something. I understand your emotional, you don't have a big emotional range, so
Yeah.
I get that from you because of what you had to experience to what, it had to do with me. I think, outside of that, before you, and I'm so tired of, men yelling at me and putting me down, and I think that's why, I come off, so strong, but I really am super soft. And I really...
You are not super soft.
I am. You should...
I've never met this soft Kaci Meacham.
Yes,
Introduce me to her one day.
I love the romantic stuff. You know that. You did it for me, so I like that stuff, or you wouldn't have done it.
Was anyone more romantic with you than I was? Now, granted, I had a lot more time. A lot of these guys didn't have as much time. They might have only got one Valentine's Day with you, so they had to hit it out of the
Not
park.
even a Valentine's
I
Day.
remember, I'll tell you one funny romantic thing that I remember. I want to know if you remember this. You and Rosie and River were in the bathtub on Valentine's Day. And
I did that.
What?
I did that.
Yeah, no, it's funny because we had chocolate-covered strawberries.
I did that.
Okay, can I finish a damn story?
How does it feel?
Holy shit, it feels like crap.
Is it Danny?
Huh?
Danny, how's it feel? That song?
I don't know that song.
Oh, I don't know.
Sing it again.
Danny?
Who sings it?
I don't know.
You don't know who sings
Danny,
the song?
how's it feel? I feel like that's a thing.
Who sings that, though?
I don't know. It's just in my brain.
Well, it's somebody else, not you, right? Keep it that way, because that sounded like shit. Oh. You and the girls were in the bathtub, and you had a bikini on. It was very tasteful. But I had a plate of chocolate covered. Well, I didn't want them thinking you're naked in the bathtub.
It was a one piece.
It was
Again,
a onesie.
I have to say one piece. This is the second time I've had to say one piece.
Let me tell you this.
Bikini.
Most guys don't give a shit if it's a one piece or a two piece. It's a bikini. All right? I'm trying to see some skin up in this thing.
Who's that?
That would be
Paul McCartney?
Hey, no. Not Paul McCartney. He's never texted me back.
Oh, okay, keep going. I got something.
No, listen, it was just funny. We did a photo for Valentine's Day, and you and the girls were in the the bathtub, and we had the camera set up with a timer, and I was holding the the tray of chocolate covered strawberries in the bathtub.
That was my idea.
And yeah, well, by the time the picture got posted, I was cropped all the way out of it. All you could see was the very top of my fucking head.
No, you could see.
No, you
and
could
one,
not.
And one we posted, yeah, you could see.
No, you couldn't see me at all. It looked like a damn goofy ass Abraham Lincoln top hat holding the damn plate of chocolate covered
They
strawberries.
knew who you were. It was a fedora.
Yeah.
How does that work for you, by the way?
I love it. I mean,
but people like it. I mean, I'm not people.
You're gonna
Your
think
dates?
this is so stupid. I don't really wear it on dates. I know. I have adapted. Okay, I'm not gonna say her name, but she listens to the podcast, so I'm definitely not gonna say her name. But I like this girl a lot, a whole lot.
really?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Wait.
She's the only one that
Are you
I've ever.
dating her?
No, she's the only one. Never. She's the only one I've dated that I took pictures with, and we had already. My point is,
Okay.
we gotten that far enough in our relationship where we felt comfortable posting pictures with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I did wear this hat pretty often, not this exact one, but like a variation. And she was like, you got to just go with the ball cap, man. Ball cap's a way better look. She was very honest with me, though, about it. So I don't know what it was about it, hearing it from her, but I think it's just because I liked her so much.
Yeah, it's whoever you're with. If you do it for her.
Now, this is going to sound stupid because we are in a small town, and when I got into radio, there was a lawyer in town, and he was known as the guy with the hat. You remember his name?
Yeah,
Kirby
Kelly.
The guy with the hat.
Yeah.
I wanted to have something that I could wear and so I chose these hats. My point is, people think it's silly now, but if I go to a Mudbugs game, to host a Mudbugs game, and I'm not wearing this hat, 20 people will come up to me and say, "Where's the hat? Where's the hat?" So now I only wear it on Saturdays. It's a Saturday special. I give the ladies what they want. I don't want to disappoint anybody, and I put the hat on. If it's not a Saturday, I don't wear it. Or if it's not like a special occasion, it stays.
Is that one Peter Grimm?
No.
Okay.
I'm off of Peter Grimm now.
Well, see, that's the ones I liked.
Yeah.
They were a little bit smaller. That one's pretty big, but
Yeah, I'm off the Peter Grimms. There's a place, I'm not even going to name the name, It's a place in Shreveport. I love your hats, brother. Sponsor the podcast. I can talk about you. No, what you were about to say something, and then I started talking about the hats because you asked me if these were still working for me. And yes, they are, by the way. I leave them on the whole time. I never take the hat off. It stays on.
I don't even remember now.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Okay.
I was editing the podcast last week. We did a great podcast, an hour and 20 minutes. It was well received. We went viral for the first time on TikTok. I would love to get your full opinions on that in a moment. But also, when I was editing the podcast, in the very beginning of the podcast, before I even sit down, you say, I have a crush. And then we maybe joked. And
It's
then,
over.
And then we just started. All week, I was like, I can't believe when I edited, I was so mad that we blew right past that. So I wanted to talk about it this episode. It didn't even last a week.
No, I mean, I do like boys, but like I'm smart now, so like I gush over boys. Like
Yeah.
I would say, like I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know, like a typical girl, but no, I mean, like it's not that I get the ick really fast. I mean, I can give people like
What gives
time.
you the ick? For instance, you don't have to tell me exactly what happened with this guy, but last week you were obviously so gushing over him that you started the podcast by saying, I have a crush. So what made you not interested within 7 days?
I guess I just feel like when I start to feel like, oh God, how is it?
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like I am intimidating or they're not confident enough. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, like it needs to be one way or the other. Like the guy needs to be obsessed with the girl or one needs to love you more, or blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if
I
agree
don't
with that,
work
yeah.
with that. Like, I want a equal, like, we're, you know, going together. Like, you're doing your crap, I'm doing my stuff. Like, we're vibe together.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people come up to me and act like this big honcho and, like, all this confidence. And
Honcho?
I mean, like, whatever you call it. And, like, it's, like, a super attractive, right?
What does honcho mean? I got to think about that. What word are you trying to say?
Or just say, like
Macho is what you're going with, right?
honcho.
I've
Head honcho.
never- honcho?
Head
Is
honcho,
that
that's
a
a
word?
thing. Like, please just let me talk.
Go ahead.
And so I think when it dies out, it's like you realize that they're kind of skittish. Like, you're not as like, I'm not about to, I think I saw somewhere where a guy was talking about or wrote like a post about just, I just want somebody to take care of me and like, I want people to be focused on me. I want like old school love and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're supposed to be taking care of the woman. Like that's gross. You should be going after the woman. Initially, you should be hunting down your prey. Know what you want, be decisive, trust yourself. If you don't, and you're kind of going like this back and forth thing, wanting a little bit, you're not confident enough.
I see what you're saying. So you're
Yeah.
saying some males in these days are taking the role, the feminine role.
Absolutely.
And that's what, you know, you're
But
gonna
that's
offend a lot
known
of-
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's been said literally everywhere. It has changed.
But do you know now some women will take offense to that. Some women hate that idea. They want to be the ones who are initiating. Yeah. I'm not saying that you're right or they're right, either one of them. I'm just saying that.
No, I think
it's
your
weird.
boyfriend,
My boyfriend?
yeah, like everybody's boyfriend that is a male, they get in your
Oh,
head.
friends that are guys.
It's just like, dude, like if a girl's on you and like trying to kiss your cheek, dude, not in front of my friends, man. Like, it's kind of like that situation. Your vulnerability side, like your sweet side, all that stuff, you don't. But like, they have literally gotten your head to where you want to please them other than going after what you want. You should go after what you want. If they decline, they don't want to go to dinner with you, they're not texting you back, those are clear signs. Stop trying. That's a hurt to the ego. Oh, I got rejected. Keep getting rejected. That's going to make you stronger. Keep getting rejected. Stop being Chief,
You
Stop.
better chill it out. He's barking at a dog, and he's getting rejected right now. Listen to the pain in his voice.
He's protecting me.
The pain. No, he is not. He is horny. He sees a girl dog walk by and he starts howling at the moon.
He does this all the time. I work here. Like, you're never here.
You take everything I say, by the way, way too serious.
I could debate all day,
my
honestly.
jokes fall.
So that's just my personality.
But not everything is a debate. Some things are jokes, and you don't have to rip my throat out of my torso.
I like it.
What else? What else do you have for this episode? What else do you have for this episode?
No, what were we just talking about? What do you mean?
We're talking about...
How long do we have left?
We have plenty of time. We're in no rush.
Chief!
We were talking... You were talking about something. I don't know. I stopped listening. I'm kidding. We were talking about males and females' roles in dating, especially in the beginning. And,
yes. That's where I'm like, no. Because, like, I'm not about...
But see, I'm on the... This is so odd because we've never talked about this.
Yeah.
I like a girl to show real interest in me.
She will.
That's why I like Bumble more than Tinder. Because I like the girl to message me first. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, I'm messaging all these girls and none of them are interested in me. And I'm wasting all the time. And then they're screenshotting my pickup lines and sending them, posting them online. Look what this guy said to me.
Less is more.
It's a horrible feeling.
Less is more. Why don't you stick to asking a girl out to dinner? I want regular stuff. Like, if you're interested in a girl, have a sweet conversation with her. Go up to her, have a sweet conversation. Do not push her to give her your number, Snapchat, all that shit.
I'm pretty good at that.
Combo, back and forth, see how it works. Ping pong. I know you know that. Let's go. Okay?
I'll beat anyone at ping pong.
And then let it go. Get her name, obviously. And then go back, look her up. Look. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see her, Yeah. Give it some days. Don't look like a creep.
But what if you can't wait?
No, you have to. Because you're secure in yourself and you're good alone. So you don't need anyone else. And then just, I saw you in my recommended friends.
Hey.
Let's heart a picture.
Wow.
Yeah. This is my game, right?
Yeah, great game. And then,
it is. I get them every time. So then...
I bet you do.
Heart a picture. If they don't reach out within 24 hours, you reach out.
Yeah.
Reach out. Say, hey, I met you the other night. Did you have fun? Did you do this? Come up with a question. I don't care what it is. What's your favorite color? I don't care.
Why did they call it the International House of Pancakes?
Oh, see, that's weird.
It's a joke, though. It's like, hey, let's laugh together and let's get married tomorrow.
Anyway, so you do that, and then you see, once you put the effort in, you have to put effort. This isn't bare minimum. Nobody wants bare minimum. It's like, okay, like I can text you like I text my friend. Okay, like I don't really care. We want a little bit above that.
Ooh, girl, put that thing down. Oh, God.
That smells delicious.
Oh, come here. Oh, my goodness. Let me smell your breath to get that smell out of my nose.
Anyways.
Oh, God.
Then you go from there.
Can I say this? A girl's perspective to a guy on how to hit on them on social media. I think you girls, attractive females, have it so easy. You have it so easy. Yes, you do.
Oh my gosh, I bet I could message. We could do a poll of the most attractive women in Shreveport. Get them in a room. Okay? And we could ask, how many times are you hit on? They would say, maybe once a month.
Oh, complete bullshit. You mean in person or online?
Okay.
I've been sitting next to a girl and and they open up their Snapchat.
Was she the most attractive one in Shreveport? I don't think so.
Yeah, she was.
I don't think so.
No, I've never met an attractive girl that doesn't constantly have guys blowing her up. I've never met one. I've never met one attractive girl that doesn't. No, that's not true though. I think sometimes maybe you think that you're not
open my phone right now.
No, God, no.
Open my phone right now.
My eyes would burn. They would burn if I did that.
No, this is a fact.
It's not a fact. Girls get hit on nonstop.
I don't know who you talk to. I don't know who you're around.
I don't know who you talk to.
No, I'm just saying. But I know for a fact. I mean, my friend. I have a very attractive friend. Mm-hmm. Okay?
What's her name and is she single?
No. And, me and her.
Because I got a good joke for her. I'll send it to her DMs and I'll
wait.
make her laugh, and we'll fall in love. What color are her eyes? Does she watch this podcast?
Y'all enjoy that?
Okay, I'm done.
So I know going out at, especially as confident women, maybe dressing like, and, not every, I don't know, let's not get into that, but we're not in revealing clothing or anything like that. But I will say, guys, do not come up to me unless they are about 21 years old. And you know why? Because the 21-year-olds are so wasted out of their minds. They have all the confidence in the world. Mm-hmm. But people my age, people below my age, and some comes from just knowing that I'm your baby mama or I'm, my past.
Yeah, I think you and I have a different
I'm still
experience.
going. I'm still talking. Hold on.
So I'm not allowed to say anything?
I'm still going.
Well, then I'm getting the hell out of here.
No,
if I
I'm
can't
still
say a
going.
word.
I'm not finished with my sentence. But there have been times where I've been out of town even. Doesn't matter if I'm in here or out of town. How we get approached is not... Okay, so you other people get approached. Oh, can I buy you a drink? Blah, blah, blah. We get approached. And it's like... They don't even... I don't know.
No, you're so close to making this point. It's a great point.
I'm just saying,
I'm
I
captivated.
don't get hit on. I don't know how to put it, but no, people do not come up to me. If people have, got their hair cut or know of a friend, they have more confidence to come in and say something. But a lot of people don't come up to me or message me. My
That's
my
surprising.
DMs,
I'm surprised by that.
No.
I think maybe you touched it you touched on it for a second.
I don't know how to explain it by myself.
I think maybe you and I, though, are a very tough example. I think that you're well known. I think everyone knows
but
you.
I don't think a lot of people care that I dated like you. I think a lot of people care that I have kids.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's episode 4. It's dating with kids, man. That's a fun one. That's a tough one. Yeah, I think that's it. That surprises me. I just know every girl that I know that I'm friends with they're constantly they could open up their phone right now and refresh it. Every time they refresh it, there's going to be a new message.
Are they younger than me?
No. They're around the same age.
It would matter if they were younger than me.
Some of them are, yeah, for sure.
Okay, because I don't. I don't know. I don't entertain people that just for the fun of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I've actually never have, but second of all, at 31, you just don't. It's just plain to say, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I've sent this message so many times. Thank you for the compliment, but, I'm not looking for anything. And I just want to respect you and, not be an asshole. And
That's
they
nice.
honestly, the
They love
guys,
that.
yes, they would be like, thank you so much for being nice.
Yeah, there's so many girls
They
that
do.
don't even respond.
Yeah.
That you get left
Yeah.
on red and don't even know why.
Yeah, but I know, I have guy friends. I know that feeling of putting yourself out there. I see their faces when, they get disappointed or whatever. I don't want to do that to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'm better than anybody. And I think that's where people get oh my God, I can't, no, no.
Do you want to do some mailbag questions for episode 3?
We have mailbag.
We got mailbag questions.
Mailbag!
Yes. This is funny. When will y'all start dropping names with 15 question marks?
About what?
We insinuate a lot of stuff.
About what?
About people. When we start
you're
telling
talking
stories.
about the celebrity or whatever?
I think it's great that we don't drop that name.
I don't want to.
But no, I got a lot of it with Dingleberry. I got a lot of people that wanted to know who Dingleberry was.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Oh, absolutely not.
That's somebody's body. That's different.
Yeah, and I care too much.
Yeah.
That girl, the Dingleberry girl, she could have watched that podcast and she probably couldn't even tell that was her. I've never told anybody who that is. I just think it would be very unprofessional to drop names unless, it's situation pending. Some people, if it wasn't a bad thing, obviously I think names are fine. But I think for the most part, our duty is to not do that. Drop names. But man, oh man, do I want to.
I just don't think that's my purpose in life. Unless I have a court order document saying they can't be around me. I'll let y'all know that. That's public information, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But no.
Kaci, do you think Jay will ever find love?
I do. I think that I would give you 2 more years of really acknowledging, like, not just your own faults. People are going to love you for who you are. Like, you can't change who you are. But, I mean, I love you for who you are. I do. But I think where there's certain bitterness towards women, that you have to understand that it's just because you have an experience with one person doesn't mean it's everyone. You know, and I've experienced selfishness, entitlement from 2 people back to back. I still believe that there's an unentitled person and an unselfish person out there because of the work I did on myself.
Yeah. I think if I ever do, it would be, and I'm not kidding, I've talked to my daughters about this because they're on me every day about finding a girlfriend.
Yeah.
They're on me like crazy. I think I'll find somebody when I'm like 45, 50 years old. I think it'll be one of those kind of things. Just because like right now it's like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm doing great. You want to go on a date? Yeah, I do. You know, I can get to that point easy with a lot of girls. But here's no. Here's the thing. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with me. And I don't see this problem ever going away anytime soon. Is, okay, we like each other. We want to go on a date. We want to get to know each other better. But I've got my daughters on these nights. And I'm working on these nights. I don't have any time. Like, I really don't. I don't have any, like, I am so undesirable schedule-wise. You know, not including all the other reasons I'm undesirable. If I was Prince Charming to everyone and I was skinny and perfect and handsome, then it still wouldn't work because, damn, we can only hang out maybe one night a week. Maybe.
You know what? It didn't matter for me when I was into you. It didn't matter how much time you had because I was there. So when you find somebody that actually is interested, and it's not going to be a 21-year-old, by the way. I'm just telling you.
It could be, though.
Not.
What about 22?
No. So when you find somebody that's interested in you, they're going to come to your work and bring you breakfast. They're going to want to know your favorite thing to do and plan it on a certain day that you're available. Like, they're going to care about you in a way that is different than just somebody that's just like, oh, let me just keep me busy because I'm lonely. Like, you know. I
feel like, I don't mean this in an arrogant way at all, but I can tell you it's definitely happened, so it's not that I'm incorrect.
The club. I
feel like a lot of people want to hook up with me just to tell people they hooked up with me. And I'm not saying that they should do that. I don't think that's a badge of honor. I think it's weird to me. Because, I mean, I'll do that with, I've heard that. Like, I've seen screenshots of messages, and it's like, well, damn, I really like this girl, you know? So I just don't want to open myself up to that kind of stuff. But that's fine. That's nice that you think that. I appreciate that. I think one day you will find love as well, which leads me to the next Mailbag question. I think everybody wants to know if Kaci is single. Mm-hmm. Go on. Tell the world.
I am single, but I'm hard to deal with. I do not give any breaks, and I'll cut you off real quick.
Endorsed. Everything she said is true, and then some.
But I gave you the longest amount of time.
But you are looking. I mean, you're available.
I'm not, like, looking or searching. I think that it's going to happen organic. Like, I don't do well with just DMing, dating, and like, oh, I'm interested in you. You're, you know, blah, blah. I do better with in person because I am attracted to people for their brain and their conversation. A lot of people can manipulate you and in that way of acting like a certain person when they're not, or just going off of what you like. Oh yeah, I'm that guy. Oh yeah, I like that too. Oh yeah, you know, and that's where I get trapped because I literally go off of people's personality and their conversation and how they appear confident and stuff. I don't really go for, I mean, what you're wearing.
But
as you can see.
Is... But if I was a stranger, you would have a hard time not ripping the buttons off of this shirt if I walked in here. With this beard and the beard oil.
I have to use the restroom.
You have to pee? Well, go pee. And then you can think about this while you're peeing. Biggest thing y'all learned from y'all's relationship that made you grow as a person. That's a good one. We're going to end on that note. So think about that while you pee.
Okay.
Everyone else, this is going to be obviously easy for me to do. Kaci will tell you. I do this too much. The dogs have left me. Your dog is limping.
He picks up his leg.
Oh, he just picks up his leg for attention. Classic guy. Episode 3, we only have, I'd say, about 10 or 20 more minutes left. Episode 4, we're going to shoot next week and every week after. And once again, we would love to do it at your business. In fact, we're finally opening up sponsorships on the Exes, a podcast experience. So if you'd like to sponsor an episode, you can be a title sponsor, an exclusive sponsor. Heck, we can give you cheers in the middle of the podcast. Email me, j@the.ksbc. Also, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram is Exes Experiment, at Exes Experiment. That's where we do our mailbag every week. And like I said, I really like this one. I'll wait to answer the serious one when Kaci gets back. The last one, I can answer this one. Besides your jobs, what are the 3 best places to go in the Shreveport-Bossier City area? Actually, no, I can't answer it. I didn't realize I can't answer that. I just can't. I have my own opinions on the 3 best places to go, no doubt about it. And I almost said it. But at the same time, I don't want to do it. I don't want to give that away. So if you want to be listed as one of the best 3 places in Shreveport to go, then email me. I want to say thank you to everyone for, I guess, enjoying the first 2 episodes, because it is a son of a bitch putting yourself out there so publicly like we do, so willingly, and so far, so good. Kaci, my ex, the last mailbag of the day. Wow. Is this your first time sitting in a chair? Biggest thing y'all learned from y'all's relationship that made you grow as a person. Wow. Gee.
Okay, let me have.
I have one. This is not a bad thing. This is what,
It's okay. Just say it.
Well, because it's not a bad thing. I just learned when I learned to not allow anyone the complete control to dictate my worth. And I don't mean that in a bad way towards you at all. It happened, but I learned
agree.
from that.
Yes.
And I needed. I think now it's just I feel so much more confident about myself that I didn't when we broke up.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I held my entire idea of how valuable I am.
Mm-hmm.
I put all of those eggs into the Kaci Meacham basket.
A lot of people do that because they're dependent on external happiness. I'm trying to think. I mean, I've learned a lot of stuff. But the main thing, I guess just to.
It's a good question.
I mean, I know the one. I know it, but I'm trying to word it. Just because you weren't listening to me, or even in therapy, or you were off doing your own thing, it didn't really make it okay for me to try and go take care of myself emotionally somewhere else. It was childish, and I grew a lot from that. I was not only do you just feel terrible too, it's just shame, and then you have to deal with it alone because right from wrong, and then you don't want to tell anybody because it's just nobody would understand unless you're in that exact situation. A lot of people poke in people's relationships. You're not in it. You're not there. You can tell somebody's abusing them or wrong for them, or they shouldn't do you like that. They shouldn't treat you like that. You don't deserve that all day. But that is correct. But when you're in a relationship and you really don't have, you just know it's not working for you, that's a very hard thing to go through. And I think I learned just not to act on that. I really became dependent on myself emotionally after that, even with friendships. I was hurt a lot in friendships. My last really hard one was at the end of our relationship.
Yeah.
With the wedding. Do you remember that? My best friend.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I don't even know if you, I mean, I know you saw me crying and stuff, but I took that extremely hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I try to be like, oh, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Like, you know, whatever.
Do you want to talk about that? A detail? Or...
No, I think, you know, like, usually I get in relationships where people are, you know, not paying attention to me really. Mm-hmm. Like I do. I try to get, you know, them to care about me, and
yeah,
that's just something that I personally have. And then I like cry about when they've never shown they care about me, and then I cry about it when it's put in my face. It's like they never cared about me. I don't know why I'm crying about it now, but
yeah. We talked about it a little bit last week. You're very nice to these guys that you date. Like you're overly nice to them. You know, they do some really fucked up stuff sometimes. And the Kaci Meacham that I knew isn't putting up with that. So I think you are. I think you're incredibly forgiving to the guys that you date.
Yeah. I mean, I think with you, I was incredibly forgiving a lot. Mm-hmm. Even though you weren't like actively cheating on me, there was other stuff, you know, I forgave you for. I'm not going to talk about, but like I did forgive you a lot, you know? I mean, tattoos, like that's kind of, you know, I mean, there was over and over just little situations like that, but when you have 100 of them, it's like, okay, like how many times am I going to like feel like I don't matter enough to be honest to, you know? So it was kind of like, I get where you were coming from because you were trying to impress me. So that was like a childish act for you. But over a period of time, it's like you do feel kind of like, why? I don't know. I feel like I gave you a lot of time of my life. Now I am quicker. I've learned a lot more, but I do care for people. Like I feel what they're feeling, and a lot of people don't even understand what I'm saying to them until like a year or two later. So then they'll come back and they'll be like, oh my God, I understand what you were trying to tell me, but they do not heal. They do not change. They keep on doing that pattern, and it is so dangerous because you're wasting all this time just not focusing on yourself. And it's not being selfish. When you're going through stuff, you should be alone. You should not be with another person. You can't take care of them.
That's true.
You can't be there for them. You can let them be there for you in a time of need, but you need to make sure that they don't need you. Because if they need you and you're treating them like shit while you're going through something, it's a terrible thing.
I think I've talked to you a little bit about it, certainly over the last few years, but after we split up, we talked about it, I guess, in the first episode. I don't know, but I went through a lot, and a lot of depression. And I was really, for me, it was like I would go home and I hated being alone. I hated it. Like that teared me up. Eventually, you learn that is healthy.
Yes.
To be alone and to be happy that you're alone.
Yes.
And to find joy in being alone. And it sucks in the beginning. If you're not used to it, it'll tear you down. But you will break through that. You will get through that period where it's depressing to be alone, and it'll turn into literally the greatest thing ever. It's your greatest attribute.
Well, because you know
you
why.
Don't need to be in a relationship. You don't need to be always surrounded by somebody. You are totally capable of being alone, and there not being any issues with that. Well, it took me like years to figure that out.
In that time, a part of yourself that you do love and want to hold on to is dying. And that's why it's so painful. Yeah. It is so incredibly painful if you've ever went through it. That you is dying. You like them. You don't want to leave them. And that's why it kills your body. It really, and I know that sounds like, oh my God, like
that's
what?
So real.
It is real. That's how much pain it feels, because like that part of you is gone. It's done.
It'll never come
back.
And
it is kind of an innocent part of you. And that's what's so sad. It's like, why did these people do that to me? But you can't let it harden your heart. And that's where it becomes difficult. Because if you become bitter, then you're going to have another step to jump over to get to peace.
That's true. I think I stayed in it way too long. I learned to like really love it.
Well,
you
you're
know?
trying to just not acknowledge the pain, and a lot of people do that. The number one problem I have in my relationships is wanting to be alone.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm saying, oh, I want to be alone, but it's like, oh, you stay at your house, you know, tonight, like you do that, you do your own thing tonight. Well, why don't you want me to come with you?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I be with you? Why can't I come to your house? What are you doing? It's like they don't want to be alone. It's like, okay, you're not ready yet. You know, because if you can't be by yourself and take care of yourself and take care of your house and your pets and stuff like alone, then we can't be in a relationship because I can't always be with you.
Well said.
Mm-hmm.
We got 7 minutes left. We got 2 options. We can do another Jay sex story. Yeah, we can do it. Or we can do a Kaci corner where Kaci talks about the last episode. And I really do, if you don't want to hear the sex story, it's a good one. I don't know if it's Dingleberry good.
Kringleberry?
Kringleberry is a different thing altogether. It's like it's not the same thing. It's a good one. If you don't want to hear it, we had a TikTok that we finally, for the first time ever, we got.
It was our second one. What do you mean first time ever?
Yeah, I know. Well, first time of seeing something kind of go outside of Shreveport is my point. That's the first thing we've ever done that got viewed outside of Shreveport. How did that make you feel? I told you were in Florida. I was crying at one point over it. Yeah. I don't cry about many things. I cried about it.
You cry about TikTok, but you wouldn't be emotional with me. That's
when
great.
you say it like that. I was emotional about you last week, but there was a lot of other stuff going on. I got emotional because I have been working since I was a little sophomore in high school, chipping away, shooting videos, shooting content. I was creating content before there were content creators. You know, I've been trying, and I've gotten so close, but I've never been able to break through to something that really had legs.
So
and
what you're
for
saying
me is when I looked at Instagram, it had 1,000 views. I went to YouTube, it had 1,000 views. Then I went to TikTok, it had I saw it at like 95,000, and then it got to 100, and I teared up over that. Yeah, because for me it was a proof of concept that damn, we're doing something that is working.
Wow, I listened to Kaci for the first time in my life.
Oh no, I'm still correct about the podcast plan, which we haven't disclosed on the podcast. I have no problem disclosing that because I'm definitely still correct.
What?
You just expedited it, but my plan is still correct.
It was my idea, and he's saying I'm never right. Like.
Oh, I thought you meant the timing of the podcast. No, the podcast was your idea. I said no originally. You were right, man.
Yeah. So.
But we're doing it because I believed it was right. It's all me. You can't take credit for this. I'm just kidding. It was all your idea.
Women will build you up. Women will build you up. Just listen. At least listen to one thing she says. If you're with a woman.
You better make sure it's the right thing, though.
Yeah.
No, you didn't get emotional in any way seeing that video kind of get outside of Shreveport and grow legs. That was like you're seeing your baby take its first step. At least that's how it was for me.
No, I can't relate.
That's just how I feel.
I was
it's not,
proud.
The answer's not no,
I was
that's how
proud
I feel.
of it, but I think a lot of people, I don't know.
It blows my mind how, because I at first was deleting comments. Like I was going through and deleting stuff.
No, you should leave them. I would love to
know,
come back.
but
I would love to
didn't want
debate.
I didn't want it
But,
for you though. I didn't want you to look through the comment section and see people saying stuff.
I literally don't care because for every 10 people that hate on me and laugh and blah blah blah, there's 2 people that are smart enough to understand.
To me, it was just I'm shocked at how willing some people are to be an asshole publicly.
Well, they're just emotional, immature. They haven't been through anything in life, so I really don't care.
2 minutes, anything you want. This is your corner right here. The Kaci Meacham Show.
What am I supposed to say?
I want to make sure whatever's on your mind, you get out.
I don't really have anything on my mind.
How was that alcohol you drank today?
Good.
We might be, I'm not going to name the name, but we might be bringing in an alcohol sponsor. That would be so exciting, wouldn't it? Man, we would get the proof on that thing.
It'd be great because I just ran out.
It's 80 proof.
Yeah.
We'd be hammered. The stuff we would say.
I have to drink alcohol. My first podcast, I was so robotic. This is the key. I'm more relaxed around you. That's why I'm so timid on the phone calls, because I'm just like,
Oh, you're not timid on the phone calls.
timid? Or what is that? What is that word?
Aggressive?
Aggressive. I'm aggressive.
You are aggressive.
I'm aggressive personality-wise. I think that's why a lot of people are like,
Yeah, you're a lion and everyone else is a minnow.
no, I don't attack people, though, but I am passionate about what I have to say.
No, but you could be mean. You have
How?
you're not a mean person.
How?
How? Because
If somebody's mean to me?
no,
Okay.
you have that in you. You can't say you don't.
This
It's
is
a
what I think.
personality
No,
trait.
I do have something to say.
Oh,
Here
yes.
we go. Here we go.
You have 2 minutes.
It's not a personality trait. I've gotten this before, and I know exactly what it is. So here's the difference. My face, I can't control it.
You cannot blame it on resting bitch face.
No, it's not resting.
You can't.
I promise you it's not resting.
Oh, it don't rest.
It doesn't rest. And so when
Give
somebody
the camera your face.
when somebody is telling you,
Quit. The camera
I
has to
just
see
did
it.
it.
No, you were talking.
I literally just did it. to
Do
them.
your face to the camera without saying a word. Oh, you did the eye roll and everything.
This is the issue: is I can be happy as a clam.
As a clamp?
Clam. That's a phrase too. Like, why are you questioning what I'm saying?
I thought you said clamp.
So I can be very happy, but when I'm told something, or sometimes my facial expressions can be like off-putting because I'm very like.
I've heard from a lot of people. They'll come up to me and they'll say, "I met your baby mom and she was kind of mean."
How?
I've heard that from at least 100
How?
people, and I always say, you didn't meet her then. You didn't really talk to her because I think you might have just seen her and thought that she was mean. But you can't help that. If you get to know her, she's not mean. Unless you're her baby
sometimes
daddy.
they'll say, "Hey, I know Jay Whatley," and I'm like, okay, like
Oh, I get it, yeah.
I'm my own person. So that's where it is kind of frustrating because it's
50
like,
seconds.
okay, you know my baby daddy. But like if you want to talk, introduce yourself, and I'll say, "Hey, I'm Kaci," but like you're just going, "Oh, I know Jay."
Yeah, don't ever, and same for me.
Okay.
When people bring up you.
Yeah, like
But I usually punch him right in the face and get the fuck out of there. Kaci,
No.
close the show. It's episode 3. We did it live from Couture Makeup Bar and Salon. Take us home, Kaci.
thank you for watching our podcast. Please be back next week for
And
episode.
listening.
He literally interrupted my outro.
Watching and listening.
Please be back for episode 4. We will
We'll be somewhere.
be somewhere. Yeah.
The
Thank you.
Exes, a podcast experiment on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And that alarm means this thing's done. Say goodbye, Kaci.
Good night.
What if they listen to this during the day?
Good day, sir.
See you, old sport. You said you were going to say old sport, and you never
Yeah, but
did.
I'm out of drink now. I can't do it.
Can you say it, though, and that'll be the ending?
What does he say?
See you, old sport. I don't know.
See ya, old sport.
You didn't have any passion in that.